Now, in a special edition of 4 News Now, a weekend of celebration and protest in the Inland Northwest. How the Spokane Police Department is preparing for thousands to gather for the Pride Parade and the No King's Day protest.
And after a beautiful summer-like week, what will your Father's Day weekend look like? All the answer in my First Alert weather forecast.
And Game 4 is in the books, and the Oklahoma City Thunder tie the series at 2 apiece. We'll have highlights from tonight's matchup. You're watching 4 News Now, special edition.
Well, new since we were last on the air, Spokane Police Chief Kevin Hall correcting his statement from Wednesday, making it clear his officers did, in fact, fire foam batons and beanbags during the protests.
When I went over to do the press conference. So at that time, I didn't have the information that we had utilized less lethal projectiles, but I have since found out, in fact, the very next morning, then it came to my attention that we, in fact, did both.
Chief Hall releasing a statement that he regrets not having that information at the time, and he's committed to correcting that now. Anti-ICE protests are set to take place this weekend across the country, including in Spokane and Kootenai counties. Thanks so much for being with us. I'm Derek Dice.
And I'm Kirsten O'Connor. We have already seen 2 major protests merge in the heart of downtown Spokane. While the protest Wednesday night remained mostly peaceful, several people were seen vandalizing ICE vehicles. 30 people were arrested, and at one point, police deployed smoke and fired pepper balls and foam batons.
As tens of thousands are expected to converge on downtown tomorrow, our Jordan Smith sat down with Spokane Police Chief Kevin Hall to see how the department is preparing to keep the peace while allowing demonstrators to get their message across.
Spokane Police Chief Kevin Hall is very clear on his expectations for protesters this weekend.
We want you to express your First Amendment rights. Just do it lawfully and follow the directions of the police officers.
His message days after hundreds converged near downtown, protesting ICE deportations in Spokane. This weekend, a string of protests and potential counter-protests expected to take place as tens of thousands will gather to celebrate Pride.
Know the difference between peacefully demonstrating, exercising your First Amendment rights, and being within the confines of the law.
This is such an emotionally charged time, particularly with these deportations. People are losing family members, close friends. What do you tell your team ahead of these protests this weekend?
These are our neighbors, our relatives, the teachers of our children. This is our community that we're a part of. So understanding that, that for the most part, the large majority of these folks are peaceful and they want to have a lawful demonstration, and we will respect that. And so the officers understand that, they're sensitive to that.
For 4 News Now, I'm Jordan Smith.
Wednesday's protest outside of the ICE facility began with this man, former City Council President Ben Stuckert.
He sat in front of an ICE bus to stop these 2 young men from Venezuela from being sent to a detention center in Tacoma. Stuckert insists they've done everything by the book.
You can't help spend time with them and not understand just what great young men they are. They've done everything right, and they're escaping horrible situations.
According to Stuckert, both men were in the U.S. legally up until a recent decision made by the Trump administration. Alexandra Cohenyard spoke with a local woman who now considers these 2 men family in her efforts to bring them home.
2 nights ago, several people were detained outside of this ICE office in Spokane and taken to Tacoma. This led to an eruption of protests. While things have calmed down, the fight to bring these people home is not over.
I also have hoped that there's still an opportunity for an outcome that will allow them to continue the life that they had developed in Spokane.
Shelly O'Quinn first met Caesar, the young man on the left of your screen, and Joswar, who goes by Randy, on the right of your screen, in September. She says their kind hearts quickly made them feel like family.
I have the mom feeling, which is why you're talking to me in the car, and I'm on my way down to see them.
We spoke with O'Quinn over Zoom while on her way to the Northwest ICE Processing Center in Tacoma, where these 2 young men currently are, almost 300 miles away from the place they call home.
Spokane is their home, and they've been productive citizens in Spokane.
Caesar and Randy became the epicenter of all this. Large crowds protesting, trying to stop ICE agents from taking them away.
That was also a symbolism, though, to them that, it wasn't Spokane that kicked them out. It was ICE agents that took them, but it wasn't Spokane.
These young men came to the United States through the humanitarian parole program, started by the Biden administration and recently abolished by the Trump administration. However, for O'Quinn, a former Republican Spokane County commissioner, this is not a partisan issue.
It's 2 human lives that we're talking about. These are 2 young men that came into the United States legally.
We have reached out to ICE on the status of this case, however, have not yet heard back. In Spokane, Alexandra Cohen-Yards, 4 News Now.
People will be filling the streets of downtown Spokane tomorrow for the annual Pride Parade.
Around the same time, demonstrators will be gathering for the No Kings protest. That protest in Spokane is set to start around 3 o'clock tomorrow. Organizers tell us they are taking steps to make sure everyone has a fun and safe Pride.
Peace and Justice Action League is also going to be here helping us with de-escalation throughout the park all day. And then we also have our Angels. They help kind of block out some noise and protesters, and they'll be around throughout the day as well to help keep peace and things like that.
Organizers also tell us the phone number for their command center will be posted in the area for people to call and report issues.
Law enforcement agencies in North Idaho are also preparing for protests and the annual Coeur d'Alene Car Show.
If you're here, to protest peacefully, and if you're here for the car show, enjoy the car show.
A protest is currently planned in Coeur d'Alene on Highway 95 near Appleway Avenue. Another one is set to take place in the Silver Valley.
We want to take the steps that are necessary to protect everybody's rights, both to exercise their First Amendment rights and protest peacefully, and then also to keep everybody safe for the events that we have. And so those are things that are important to us.
The Coeur d'Alene police say they're coordinating with the Kootenai County Sheriff's Office and Idaho State Police to help ensure the protests remain peaceful. And we'll have crews covering as many of these protests as possible this weekend.
Be sure to download the 4 News Now app and turn on push notifications to get updates sent straight to your phone.
All right, it is time to take a look at our weekend forecasts.
And it's going to be warm, but maybe a little more mild than we were used to at the beginning of this week. Forecaster Jason Valentine in for Chris tonight.
Yeah, thank you so much, guys. And just a beautiful Friday, and we're seeing a beautiful evening so far. And we're going to continue to see nice conditions as we head into Saturday at least. But we do have a little bit of shower activity just to the southeast of our areas, kind of rumbling through Lewiston and heading up to the, it looks like the north end of Montana. But we're going to be looking to avoid that. Maybe a little spritz coming through to our areas, so keep an eye out for that. It would be quick if it does come. Yesterday, we were having some issues with air quality. Air quality is back to good for the Spokane, Coeur d'Alene regions. We do still have smoke, though, coming in to some of the Northwest from those fires in the Tri-Cities and the Dalles. We're going to continue to keep a close eye on that, and just a little bit closer. You can see how many fires are dotted around the Tri-Cities and central North Oregon and central south of Washington. So looking at our smoke forecast, you can see that plume coming from the fires near the Dalles, and that smoke should be coming back into Pullman and into the Spokane, Coeur d'Alene area very early tomorrow. Hopefully the winds will keep that at bay and just to the east. So our evening planner, what a beautiful overnight period. Our lows are getting a little cooler and cooler, just by small degrees. 53 is our overnight low tonight, but we're going to see plenty of sunshine for your Saturday. Let me get you prepared for, well, the important day on Sunday, Father's Day, and cooler temperatures as we hit summer next week. I'll have all that in my first alert forecast coming up.
All right, as you may have just watched, the NBA Finals continuing tonight in Indianapolis.
The Indiana Pacers hosting the Oklahoma City Thunder, looking for a 3-1 lead. Sports director Jack Wallace is here to break down another very close finish, Jack.
We just keep seeming to have them, and what a game it was after Indiana won Game 3 tonight. Was make or break for Oklahoma City. They need the win to avoid a dreaded 3-1 deficit, a near-death sentence for anyone not named the 2016 Cleveland Cavaliers. Pacers lead by 2 early in the game. Tyrese Halliburton back at the logo to Andrew Nembhard. Back to Tyrese. He's got it. Indiana still cooking in the first few minutes. Pascal Siakam out to Nembhard in the corner. What a shot. Look at the crowd go. Pacers lead by 8. Nembhard can feel it too. He's getting excited. Late in the quarter, ball gets poked loose here. No foul. Alex Caruso going the other way. Wide open bucket, and it's a 1-point game. Now second quarter, Aaron Nesmith rejected by Chet Holmgren, the big former Zag. Cason Wallace runs the whole floor, and there's Kenrich Williams, good TCU guy. Sweet finish at the rim. And check this out. Nembhard, just so good offense on early, but the clamps on defense, remarkable on Shai Gilgeous-Alexander. And on offense, the Pacers are keeping it up. Obi Toppin right in the corner, green light. Pacers outscoring the Thunder in each of the first 3 quarters. But the fourth was a different story. SGA with a 3 off the mark. Holmgren collecting. Second chance. The lead slipping away inside 3 minutes. SGA off the wing. No push-off called. Fadeaway is in. OKC's first lead of the half. Thunder right after the last few minutes and hold on for the win. So now each team can say they have a game blown late. It was a 12-1 run for OKC across the final 3 minutes. And now guarantees a return to Indiana for Game 6. That's coming up a week from tomorrow, of course, Game 5 on Monday.
Getting a lot more interesting, for sure. Yeah. Jack, thank you. All right, still ahead, Spokane's camping rules could soon change with a new proposal setting limits on how long camps can stay. But not everyone on City Council agrees on how tough these rules should be. The debate between City Council members next on 4 News Now.
Connect with 4 News Now on KXLY+.
4 News Now is brought to you by Horizon Credit Union, proud sponsor of the Extreme Team.
You probably have a few things lying around collecting dust, right? Why not donate them to UGM thrift stores? Your donation isn't just stuff. It's hope for those facing homelessness and addiction. Some items go straight to our shelters to meet pressing needs. Others are carefully prepped, priced, and placed in our stores, awaiting a new, loving home. And every dollar provides meals, safe shelter, and other life-changing services. Whether you donate or shop at UGM thrift stores, you're making a difference right here in the Inland Northwest.
How young is too young to talk money with your kids? This Money Saving Monday, from piggy banks to debit cards, Derek Dice shows you how to start the conversation and set your kids up for a lifetime of smart spending. That's Monday on Good Morning Northwest.
Summer 2025 swimsuits, the hottest looks.
I love this neckline.
Want to make a splash this summer? How to get more bang for your buck with this 4-in-1 bathing suit. Next, Inside Edition. Tonight at a special time.
I felt like there was just no answers to get out of the anxiety and the depression that I had.
I was suicidal all the time, thinking about it nonstop, every day, every moment.
Depression and anxiety rob millions of us of our day-to-day lives, but nothing seems to pull you out of it. Introducing NeuroStim TMS, Washington's leading provider of transcranial magnetic stimulation, or TMS therapy. At NeuroStim TMS, we treat the root of the problem with a series of short daily treatments. Using a non-invasive magnetic field, TMS activates the natural function of the brain's neurotransmitters to improve mood and regulate emotion. TMS is not shock therapy. It's an FDA-approved, easy outpatient experience and covered by all major medical insurances.
There's nothing better than just being able to enjoy life again.
The treatment just completely, fundamentally changed my life.
Visit neurostimtms.com today or call to schedule your free consultation at any of our 12 Washington state locations.
At 4 News Now, we believe you should expect more from local news. Our team is committed to a community conversation and bringing you information you need when and where you need it. Numerica believes in and supports that mission.
A penny saved is a lifetime earned. Numerica Credit Union. Money where it matters.
Welcome back. The Spokane City Council will vote on an amendment to several ordinances regarding unlawful camping on public property.
It's meant to replace the overturned proposition, but some City Council members believe the new amendment won't fix the issue. Derek Strom spoke with the councilmen behind the amendment and those who oppose it.
This proposed ordinance would prohibit it throughout the city at all places at all times.
City Council members are split on a new camping ordinance designed to get rid of unlawful encampments and get people into housing and substance use treatment centers. The amendment is sponsored by Councilmember Zach Sapone and would impose a 7-day maximum before police could issue a citation for unlawful camping.
No unauthorized camping if the camp is doing other criminal activities, such as drugs or drug dealing. Those camps can be taken down right away. It also says up to 7 days for a citation.
But council members Jonathan Bingle and Michael Cathcart believe the amendment doesn't go far enough to discourage camping on public property. Both strongly supported Proposition 1 before it was overturned by the state Supreme Court.
There's a give and take, right, to any bit of legislation, right? And you know, that's what we're looking for. And again, collaboration probably, again, first just letting me know that something's going to be coming and maybe sharing that policy with one of your voting members.
Council members' opponents' amendment calls for a 7-day maximum before issuing citations for camping. Councilmember Bingle wants a 3-day maximum in order to make that process even faster. The amendment would also allow for camps to be removed before the 7-day mark if they're directly adjacent to moving vehicles or streets. The City Council will vote on Monday. In Spokane, Derek Strom, 4 News Now.
Well, according to Idaho Governor Brad Little, federal officials have approved the state's request to prohibit SNAP benefits from being used for candy and soda. The change is designed to promote healthier food choices for people receiving support from the Supplemental Nutrition Assistance Program, or SNAP. It also puts the state in line with the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services plan to make America healthy again. The changes are set to take effect in January. All right, construction season is in full swing.
Here's another road closure that could impact your drive. Upriver Drive is closed from Green Street to Ralph Street. Crews are installing a pedestrian bridge over the Spokane River, and that closure is expected to last through Monday, June 23rd. A detour is set up for drivers at Euclid Avenue to the north or Mission to the south.
And the reason for that closure is the North Spokane corridor met a major milestone today with this massive truss installed this morning over the Spokane River just north of Spokane Community College there. Getting that 300,000-pound steel truss into place puts the Children of the Sun pedestrian bridge one step closer to being finished. It is pretty cool to see all that heavy machinery get the job done there, Jason.
That is pretty cool. Well, folks, we've been going in like 3-week intervals. 3 weeks of very chilly temperatures 3 weeks ago. 3 weeks of hot temperatures, kind of a summer preview, and maybe cooler temperatures are awaiting us here very soon. Let me get you ready for your weekend in my First Alert weather forecast. You're watching 4 News Now, Special Edition. Stick with us.
Live stream KXLY Plus on the 4 News Now app.
It's the Click It RV Roll Into Summer sales event going on now at your local Click It RV store with huge manufacturers discounts from Forest River, StarCraft, and more. Get $0 down, nothing, and no payments for 6 months. And get top dollar for your trade. And talk about giveaways. Win a StarCraft trailer or $30,000 in cash. You can beat the coming tariffs, but nobody beats a Click It RV deal. We guarantee it. So don't miss the Roll Into Summer sales event at your local Click It RV store. Spokane, Milton, Freewater, Moses Lake, and Union Gap.
Bathfitter showers have got people talking. Our wide selection of showers means it's exactly what we wanted. Seamless and watertight walls are much easier to clean than tiles and grout. And they stay in excellent shape. Every Bathfitter shower is backed by a lifetime warranty. And with thousands of 5-star reviews, the experience exceeds expectations. It's no wonder millions of Bathfitter customers love their new shower. It just fits. Go to bathfitter.com to book your free consultation.
What does it mean to be here for good? It means being here for the artists who dream, the shop owner who knows your order by heart, and the mentors who leave a lasting impact. Here for singing Take Me Out to the Ball Game and big comeback stories. Here for the long haul from Omak to Sandpoint to Baker City. Here for your family, your neighbors, for you. STCU. Here for good.
How would you describe the skin on your neck as you age?
So here's what people don't tell you. Once you turn 50, your neck starts to get wrinkles.
Extra skin here. Very bad crepey neck.
Finally, there is a cream that targets the crepey loose skin on your neck. It's called Decladerm. In as little as 2 weeks, you'll feel your neck become smoother. And in just 4 weeks, you'll start to see visible results. Decladerm combines the strength of 2 clinically tested wrinkle fighters, retinol and bakuchiol, delivering a mega boost of collagen supporting ingredients that restore the look of firmness to the neck and décolleté area. In just 2 weeks, 87% of the participants in our clinical study said that their neck and chest felt smoother. By 8 weeks, it was 100%.
I noticed right away the skin tone. It was like so smooth and almost just erasing all the years of lines, crepey skin.
Try Decladerm for only $19.95 plus free shipping. Visit Decladerm.com or call the number on your screen.
Sports on 4 News Now is brought to you by Coeur d'Alene Casino.
All right, welcome back to this special edition of 4 News Now.
Yes.
We talked about, we were above average temperatures for quite some time.
Yes.
Now we're dipping a little below, but it's still pretty good.
It was warm, but we were near the splash pad on my dinner break, and it was not splash pad at night. It was cool enough when the sun went down.
Those kids were getting cold.
Yeah, they weren't interested.
These are the temperatures that are nice when it's normal, but when you want to be in the pool or in the water, it's like 90s. Pretty nice for that.
Right.
But we're seeing cooler temperatures on the way, but not just yet. We're going to stay just above our average for this time of year. Good Friday evening, everyone. Hope you've had a wonderful week. Hope you have a great weekend planned. Don't forget Dad on Sunday. So 73 right now for both Spokane and Coeur d'Alene. A beautiful evening is on the way, though we do have just a hint of shower activity possible coming into our area in the next couple of hours. Could be very quick if it does come, but besides that, we're going to be staying more or less dry. Happy Father's Day weekend. Above average temperatures for now, but a big change is coming. And breezy weekend at times, just like we saw today and yesterday. Just moments of some gusty conditions, but then it'll go away pretty quick. So high temperature trend. We are staying, yes, above our average. Our average is 73, 74 for this time of year, and 79 for your Sunday, Father's Day. Of course, Monday is your warmest day of the week, just like last week, but this is not nearly what we saw this week. And then we're going to be down to 70 degrees, the first time in 3 weeks that we're going to be below our average. And oddly enough, that is the first day of summer, as the summer solstice hits in the early evening hours next Friday, a week from today. So a lot of changes on the way. And then the week after next Friday, we're going to be looking at below average temperatures. So that means we're going to be seeing lower 70s to upper 60s. So we've just been seeing wave after wave of 3 weeks of really cool conditions. If you remember, between Bloomsday and 3 weeks after that, we barely got above 60 degrees, but then the heat came on, and now it looks like we're going to be going back to some coolness. So we'll see if it lasts for 3 weeks. So we do have shower activity kind of in the vicinity. Lewiston's seeing a light show right now, but most of these showers are hanging off to the east, but a little doggy could get into our areas. If we do see any shower activity, it'll be very, very quick. So taking a look at our forecast radar, again, could see just a hint of shower activity. That'll move on pretty quickly as we head into tomorrow morning. Maybe a little bit of cloud coverage, but then the clouds will be going to be heading out. So for Sunday, if Dad is out golfing, make sure he's got some sunscreen on. It is going to be sunny and it is going to be warm. And hopefully we'll get some moisture as we head into the next week again after summer. We do expect to see a good chance of maybe seeing just a little bit of precipitation. We certainly need it. Current temperatures, we're mostly in the upper 60s to lower 70s throughout our areas, even chillier in Sandpoint and Colville. But look at, again, warmer temperatures coming this weekend. Just slightly cooler today. We should be right on par tomorrow with our temperatures, and then we'll be warmer on your Father's Day. So again, a little bit of wind out there. Moses Lake gusting, the only gust that we see right now. You'll see around 10-mile-per-hour winds tomorrow, with those gusts possible up to the lower 20s. Your 7-day forecast, Spirit is 76 for your Saturday, 79 for your Happy Father's Day. Again, that warm spot will be on Monday, and then we're going to cool back down. But the good news is we're going to be seeing nice conditions as we head into summer. But we've had quite the summer preview for the last 3 weeks. Just we're going to lose a little bit of heat next week. But for folks who didn't like last Monday with the 96, they're going to love next week and the following week.
Thanks so much, Jason. Well, what used to be railroad tracks is now an outdoor lover's paradise.
In this week's Air 4 Adventure, we take you out to the Silver Valley on the Trail of the Coeur d'Alenes.
Welcome to the Trail of the Coeur d'Alenes in North Idaho. It's a low grade and 73 miles of smooth asphalt. There's no right way to start or stop. Some people prefer to start in Mullen, go towards Plummer. Some people prefer to start. You can hop on and ride for as long as you want. There's so many different areas to explore, 18 different trailheads where you can start or stop. The wildlife viewing is amazing. The birding is excellent. We have a lot of people that are just out birding or checking out the flora and fauna along the trail. You're along the river. You just see people with their fishing poles attached to their bicycles going to fish. You go through the small towns and the different things that you can do in the small towns to augment your trip, or stop and get a snack, eat lunch, dinner. The economic impact that the trail has on the Silver Valley and other areas is enormous. There's bicycle shops, there's people who do guides, there's people who offer shuttle services. It does give you a different perspective that you don't see from a car, and you're slowing down. You're looking to see different things and enjoying what's out there.
Oh, it's a beautiful ride, for one thing, and it's a nice, easy ride. Since it's a railroad grade, there's no steep hills, and you're just along the river, so it's pretty, and you just get to relax and just let your mind wander while you ride. Every year I come out here once, and I either ride to Harrison or I ride to Wallace or to Mullen. My favorite part is this section right here, about the first 10 miles up towards the Snake Pit area, because you're away from the freeway and you're just along the river. It's really pretty. You often see wildlife like moose and deer.
Live stream KXLY Plus on the 4 News Now app.
So you want somewhere to play? We got you. A nice relaxing stay? We got you. Wanna be entertained? We got you. Wanna play golf all day? We got you. Go to Lake Casino. Go to Lake Casino. Winning is just the beginning.
Bathfitter does showers? That's right. We offer a wide selection of beautiful and functional showers in all shapes and sizes. We can even convert your bath into a shower. How about that? With our seamless one-piece walls and hundreds of design options, you'll get a beautiful new shower to fit your needs, guaranteed for life. Bathfitter's been around for 40 years, and we've been experts at showers for just as long. Get yours today. Bathfitter, it just fits. Go to bathfitter.com to book your free consultation.
At 4 News Now, we believe you should expect more from local news. Our team is committed to a community conversation and bringing you information you need when and where you need it. Numerica believes in and supports that mission.
A penny saved is a lifetime earned. Numerica Credit Union. Money where it matters.
Wildfire season is here and we may be affected by smoke. Protect your health by being prepared. 1. Check current air quality and fire activity online and plan accordingly. 2. When it's smoky, limit or avoid time outdoors. And 3. Keep indoor air as clean as possible. Replace home air filters more often and set the air conditioner to the recirculate mode. For the latest information about wildfires and air quality, visit the Washington Smoke blog, wasmoke.blogspot.com.
One of the most iconic bands in rock history, George Thorogood and the Destroyers, bring the Rock Party to the Coeur d'Alene Casino live Thursday, July 31st. Visit the Coeur d'Alene Casino box office or cdacasino.com for tickets.
Winning is just the beginning.
4 News Now is brought to you by GMC of Riverfront Park.
Around the world now, Iran launching missiles towards Israel tonight, responding to the strikes early this morning from Israel.
Today, we're seeing rare video of how Israel's spy agency says it attacked Iran from within, as Israel confirms the operation is ongoing. ABC's Christiane Cordero has the latest.
Tonight, explosions lighting up Tel Aviv's sky as Iran launched new retaliatory strikes against Israel. Israeli defense forces say Iran launched less than 100 rockets. A U.S. official confirms to ABC News Israel received American help in shooting missiles down. But some missiles got through. Israeli emergency services say there are reports of people injured in these attacks. The barrage is Iran's response to Israel's attack early Friday, targeting the country's nuclear program. A source familiar with the intel on that strike on Iran told ABC News the U.S. did not play a military role, but provided, quote, exquisite intelligence to Israel. Israel's spy agency Mossad releasing this video it says show how they attacked Iran from within. One clip shows what Mossad says are agents on Iran's soil. They add the agents deployed precision attack systems designed to destroy Iranian air defense systems.
We also struck at the heart of Iran's ballistic missile program.
Iran confirmed several top scientists and military leadership were among those killed and claims several civilians were too. Some of the strikes appear to show precision, with single apartment units blasted out.
They've used the Hezbollah playbook where they're taking out all of the top leadership within the military, haven't touched the regime yet.
Late today, local time, a new attack. The IDF says they struck a nuclear facility in Isfahan. Everyone in Israel now on high alert. And today, protests in Tehran against Israel and the U.S. Some people chanting death to Israel and death to America. President Trump, who has tried brokering a nuclear deal with Iran, today called the attack on Iran, quote, excellent, adding, there's more to come. Christiane Cordero, ABC News, Washington.
Live stream KXLY Plus on the 4 News Now app.
What's for lunch this summer? For kids who rely on school meal programs, the answer is not enough. Donate to the What's for Lunch food drive at Yolks locations throughout June to make sure all our kids get enough to eat this summer.
Change is always happening. It's part of life. Here at Xfinity, we want to do our part to keep one thing the same, with a 5-year price guarantee on our internet. So no matter how your other costs change, you get 5 years of the most reliable Wi-Fi, with our best equipment included, for a price that stays exactly the same.
I love how you're always thinking ahead.
Well, they don't call me Prepared Pat for nothing.
Guess that makes you forward-thinking Fiona.
Gotta protect your dreams.
Life's better when you're under our roof.
And that would be? Relieved Rudy?
Save up to 23% by bundling your home and auto with us.
Life is an opportunity to grow, to feel, to excel. Life moves at its own pace, daring you to keep up. Life pushes you to be better and to go farther. Life has you here. We're just here to help.
At 4 News Now, we believe you should expect more from local news. Our team is committed to a community conversation and bringing you information you need when and where you need it. Numerica believes in and supports that mission.
A penny saved is a lifetime earned. Numerica Credit Union. Money where it matters.
How young is too young to talk money with your kids? This Money Saving Monday, from piggy banks to debit cards, Derek Dice shows you how to start the conversation and set your kids up for a lifetime of smart spending. That's Monday on Good Morning Northwest.
In our country, the right to protest is fundamental. The main thing I want to say to folks who engage in that constitutional right is obviously do that in a peaceful way.
That was Washington Governor Bob Ferguson telling protesters to remain peaceful this weekend. More than 1,800 No Kings Day protests are set to take place across the country,
including here in Spokane and Kootenai counties. These protests come a few days after hundreds gathered in front of the Spokane Ice Facility near Riverfront Park. While the majority of people were peaceful, some vandalized ICE vehicles and interfered with ICE agents transporting undocumented migrants to a detention center in Tacoma.
Law enforcement eventually using smoke, pepper balls, bean bags, and foam batons to disperse the crowd. Our Jordan Smith sat down with Spokane Police Chief Kevin Hall to talk about the use of force in these situations.
If an individual officer perceives a force being used and they have to respond with force, the minimum amount of force necessary to ensure the safety of those around them or the officer or their fellow officers.
Police Chief Kevin Hall says that usually happens when they perceive members of the crowd taking part in, quote, assaultive behavior. Chief Hall also telling us when an officer makes the decision to fire ammunition like this, they are automatically investigated to determine if force was necessary.
It appears to me, at least from the Spokane Police Department side, all of those uses of force were justified.
After our interview, the chief and Spokane Mayor Lisa Brown announced they're asking the Office of the Police Ombudsman to independently investigate officers' use of force. On Wednesday, Hall releasing a statement reading, "Professionalism, integrity, and compassion are the core tenets of the Spokane Police Department. Asking for an independent review is a way for our department to build trust with the community we serve."
Well, the weekend is finally here, and it looks to be pretty nice.
Yeah, let's send it over to Jason Valentine with a look at that weekend forecast.
Yeah, it is looking pretty darn nice, and this evening is looking not too shabby as well. Good Friday, everyone. We've made it to the weekend. It's Father's Day weekend, and as we're moving into our evening hours, we do have a little bit of shower activity coming up just to the east of our areas. We could see a little bit of a system sneak into our areas, so you could see a little bit of a spritz, quite a bit of thunder and lightning as well, but if anything comes to our area, it will be very fast. So looking at the area of smoke, we were dealing with this yesterday. Quite a bit of smoke from fires, Tri-Cities region, and in the north central part of Washington and Oregon near the Dalles, causing smoke to come out throughout a lot of the northwest, but we're being spared at the moment. So good air quality for Spokane region and the Coeur d'Alene area. Again, that is light smoke, but still smoke nonetheless. We're having an early start to our wildfire season. And as we get into our overnight period, that smoke from the Dalles could be spreading into the Spokane area, definitely the Pullman area, so keep an eye out for that tomorrow morning. So in our evening planner, it's just beautiful, but we're starting to get a little bit cooler and cooler in our overnight periods. Our overnight low will be in the lower 50s to tonight, excuse me. As we head into tomorrow, we'll be looking at a high, much like today, in the mid-70s, and then warmer conditions for your weekend. But we have changes afoot as we hit summer next week. All that, my First Alert weather forecast coming right up.
All right, Jason, thanks. It is a special night in Coeur d'Alene.
The Made with Kindness Foundation is putting on its Make It Pink Gala at the Coeur d'Alene Resort. Mary Shurden met with the organizers to share the message behind the glamorous gathering.
Guests are arriving dressed to the nines for the second annual Make It Pink Gala. The goal of this gorgeous evening is to raise money for kids in the community.
Let's make it pink, let's make it unforgettable, and let's make a difference.
The Make It Pink Gala intends to raise money for the Maddie, Kaylee, and Xana Scholarship Fund.
We actually just gave away $30,000 a couple weeks ago to 12 students in the Kootenai County area.
Angela Navejas runs the nonprofit behind the event with her daughter Ashlyn, who is best friends with Madison Mogan.
They were really special to my daughter and I, and to a lot of other people, family, friends, this community. And so we just wanted to take something that was a big tragedy and turn it into something beautiful.
At the gala, guests can buy from local businesses whose proceeds will help the foundation. There's also an auction. The Made with Kindness Foundation has a mission to inspire and uplift the next generation. Students like Xana, Kaylee, and Maddie.
They're kind, they did things within the community, they did a lot of community service. They have a lot of aspirations and dreams and goals, just like all three of the girls did.
Reporting in Coeur d'Alene, Mary Shurden, 4 News Now.
Well, a hasty fourth quarter comeback saw the Oklahoma City Thunder rally for a Game 4 win.
The Thunder and Indiana Pacers are now tied at 2-2 in the NBA Finals. Hear the full breakdown from the finals game next in sports.
Live stream KXLY Plus on the 4 News Now app.
So you want somewhere to play? We got you. A nice relaxing stay? We got you. Wanna be entertained? We got you. Wanna play golf all day? We got you. Coeur d'Alene Casino. Coeur d'Alene Casino. Winning is just the beginning.
For over 25 years, Dr. Arvind Chaudhry and Summit Cancer Centers has remained true to 3 core values. 25 years of coming together to develop the most complete and personalized treatment plans available. 25 years of providing the most advanced treatments and non-invasive radiosurgery in the country. 25 years of taking you on a healing journey from diagnosis to recovery.
And we are not stopping there. We will continue to offer the most comprehensive cancer treatment in the Northwest.
Summit Cancer Centers, integrated, innovative, inspired.
Hi, I'm renovation expert Scott McGilvery. I know bath remodeling and I've seen all the gimmicks. Buy now, half off, free installation. This is why I work with Bathfitter. With 40 years of experience and 2 million installs, I trust their integrity. Bathfitter gives you a fair price and sticks to it with a lifetime warranty. You don't need gimmicks, just a partner you can trust. Bathfitter, it just fits. Go to bathfitter.com to book your free consultation.
For 30 years, Renewal by Andersen has replaced worn-out and difficult-to-use windows and doors, improving not just the windows, but the entire home improvement process. Our focus on quality and performance has helped us install over 10 million windows. We've led the way since the beginning, and we keep raising the bar. Our windows and doors are custom-built using our exclusive Vibrex material, designed for beauty, performance, and lasting durability. They're installed by certified master installers and backed by the nation's best warranty. Join our 30th anniversary celebration and save. Renewal by Andersen is your best choice for window and door replacements. Call now for big savings during our 30th anniversary sales event. It's our biggest event of the year, with exclusive savings on our most energy-efficient windows and doors. Hurry, offer ends soon. Renewal by Andersen. 30 years of craft, care, and gratitude.
You'll love Yachtly Crew, a 7-piece SoCal band who has started a nationwide yacht rock craze. Live at the Coeur d'Alene Casino Thursday, July 3rd. Visit the Coeur d'Alene Casino box office or cdacasino.com for tickets.
Winning is just the beginning.
4 News Now is brought to you by Northern Quest Resort and Casino.
12-1. That was the run in the final 3 minutes. How about those Oklahoma City Thunder? Furious comeback over here to even the NBA Finals 2, all swiping back home court advantage.
That'll do it. OKC with a thunderbolt here in the fourth.
Mike Breen exactly right. How about that first statement bounce back? Thunder improved to 18-2 this season following a loss, and they stay perfect on games after losses this postseason. Shai Gilgeous-Alexander with 15 points in the final frame. He led the Thunder back from the brink as they trailed most of the entire second half and by as many as 10. Chet Holmgren also had his best game of the series, the former Zag, with 14 points, 15 rebounds, a block, and a steal. We heard from Alex Caruso before the game. He ended up finishing with 20 points, 5 steals. He shot 7 for 9 from the field. The craziest part about this game, Oklahoma City only made 3 3-pointers the whole game, shooting under 20%. That's the fewest all year for the Thunder. Now, Game 5 of the finals heads back to Oklahoma City. The Pacers and Thunder battling down south this Monday at 5:30 p.m. Washington State men's basketball adding a new face to the Palouse today. Orlando Johnson named the new general manager and assistant coach. Johnson played his college career at Loyola Marymount and then UC Santa Barbara and was drafted by the Sacramento Kings, immediately traded to the Pacers. Before then, a 13-year professional career that spanned 5 NBA seasons, and then he played all over the world. A lot of countries couldn't get all of them here, but Spain, Philippines, China. He won a championship in Bosnia. His last league was in Mongolia. A lot of other nations there, too. Johnson only recently retired from basketball back in January this year. Great news today for the Spokane Chiefs captain, Berkeley Catton, earning the Canadian Hockey League's Best Sportsman of the Year award, the second Chief to win the award ever and the first since Pat Falloon in 1991. Catton finished the WHL season with a career-high 71 assists in just 57 games. Those assists added with just under 40 goals had him finishing 3rd place in the league in scoring and was one of 4 finalists for the league MVP. Spokane Indians have made a frustrating habit of splitting many of their series this young season, but don't worry, that streak is broken tonight, just in the wrong way. The Vancouver Canadians kept up their wins over Spokane. That's 4 in a row with an especially brutal, you're seeing bottom of your screen, 15-0. That is correct, unfortunately. Alberto Pacheco, he got shelled on the mound. 10 hits and 8 runs allowed across 5 innings, 6 of those runs in just 1 inning, the 4th. Spokane managed only 5 hits. Braylon Wimmer, though, getting 2 of them. Seattle Mariners still battling the Cleveland Guardians in Game 1 of their series in Seattle, scored 2-2 in the 7th inning. The M's are trying to reset a very poor June start, only winning 1 game across the last 3 series. We'll have highlights of this one coming up on Nightside and seeing if the M's can get back to something there. I know we talked about it last cast, Derek. I know they're testing your patience.
He has some theories.
Their luck has got to turn around sooner or later, right?
Of course. Yeah. It can only go up from here, Jason.
Right. Absolutely. Let's hope the Mariners can weather that storm. Hey, speaking of weather, I'm going to have that for you next. I'm going to get you set up for that Father's Day weekend and that cooling trend coming as we hit summer. That's my First Alert weather forecast. Coming up next on 4 News Now, Special Edition.
Live stream KXLY Plus on the 4 News Now app.
So you want somewhere to play? We got you. A nice relaxing stay? We got you. Wanna be entertained? We got you. Wanna play golf all day? We got you. Go to Lake Casino. Go to Lake Casino. Winning is just the beginning.
Summer means the great outdoors, but it's also wildfire season. How are you going to cope with smoke from wildfires? 1. When it's smoky, check current air quality. 2. Limit or avoid time outdoors. And 3. Keep indoor air as clean as possible. Replace home air filters as often as needed and use the best filter for your system. Set the air conditioner to the recirculate mode. If necessary, find a cleaner air shelter near you. For the latest information about wildfires and smoke, visit the Washington Smoke Blog, wasmoke.blogspot.com.
Saved is a lifetime earned. Numerica Credit Union. Money where it matters.
Visit us online at parkersubaru.com or come by and see us at Parker Subaru in beautiful Coeur d'Alene.
Idaho's crown jewel ranked #1. A quick drive to Playtime Paradise. Tee off in style, then keep the fun going at the casino. Secure your tee time online at cdacasino.com/golf. Circling Raven Golf Club at Coeur d'Alene Casino Resort Hotel.
4 News Now is brought to you by Shriners Children's Hospitals.
All right, a lot of families having to think about what the weather's going to be like on Sunday with Father's Day ahead of us.
In my house, it's not just Sunday. It's also tomorrow.
It's Father's Day weekend.
It's a whole weekend.
Yeah, and some are going to let the fathers out loose
That's right.
on Sunday. So make sure you have sunscreen because plenty of sunshine. Let's take a look outside. What a beautiful evening we have. I hope if you're indoors right now, you're just getting set for a beautiful evening tonight. So we're looking at the lower 70s right now. We've made it to the weekend, everyone, and it's just going to be a beautiful weekend. A good one for Dad, especially on Sunday. But changes are on the way here soon. So happy Father's Day weekend, above average temperatures for now. Breezy weekend, though, at times, just kind of like we've seen for the past couple of days. We've seen kind of light winds at times and then some gusty winds popping up and then going away. That's pretty much what we're going to be seeing. And no rain just yet, though we do have a little system just to the east of our areas. So here's our high temperature trend. 76 tomorrow, 79 for Father's Day. We'll hit our apex on Monday, easy for me to say. And then we'll be looking at those cooler temperatures as we go along in the week. Now, our average for this time of year is 73, 74. We're going to be below that for the first time in 3 weeks on Friday, which is the summer solstice. We're going to hit the summer solstice in the early evening hours a week from today, just almost a week from now, -2 hours. But do get ready for, again, cooler temperatures. And it looks like that is going to stick as this is the week after we hit summer. We're going to be looking at pretty widespread below average temperatures. So that means we'll be seeing lower 70s or more likely upper 60s for our highs as we get to the latter part of June. So after a scorching start to June, especially earlier this week. We'll be looking at those cooler temperatures starting to take grip. So I talked about some shower activity. It is to the east of our areas. Quite a lot of thunder and lightning for our friends down in Lewiston. We could see one of these little cells come in near our areas, but if you see anything, it will be very, very quick, and we should be staying dry. So speaking of which, in our forecast radar, again, if anything comes through, it'll be very, very light. Then as we get to tomorrow morning, maybe a little bit of cloud coverage, more than we've been used to for the past couple of days. That's going to move on out. We're going to see much more sunshine Saturday afternoon and into our pretty much complete Sunday. So a beautiful sparkler of a day is on the way. So 10-day for our moisture. Now this is again the week after this coming week. We do have a chance of seeing some shower activity coming into our region, which we desperately need after that dry spring and pretty much dry past few weeks. So hopefully we'll see a little bit of precipitation come on in. Current temperatures right around 70 degrees, Spokane, Coeur d'Alene. That looks to be Moses Lake is our hot spot for tonight. Look at Colville already at 57. We are going to be looking at, again, on par with what we're seeing today. Temperatures were just a hint cooler than we were yesterday. And again, winds finally settling down. We had gusts just an hour ago in Moses Lake, but we'll be looking at a pretty calm evening. Those winds will pick up again off and on in your afternoon tomorrow. So tomorrow, 76, 79 for Dad, 83 our hot spot, and staying warm above our average as we head into our next work week as we hit summer on Friday. But do get ready for those cooler temperatures to take grip, but still a very fine weekend and week is ahead.
Yeah, no complaints here. All right, around the nation now, the rapper Ye, formerly known as Kanye West, showed up in court to support Sean Diddy Combs, who is on trial for sex trafficking.
He wasn't there for long, but he got a lot of attention as another one of Diddy's assistants took the stand. ABC's Rena Roy has the latest.
After 5 weeks of testimony, juror number 6 dismissed. The judge saying he was inconsistent in his answers about where he lives, initially saying the Bronx, but then mentioning he lives in New Jersey now. The judge saying it raised concerns about the juror's basic qualifications and whether he made a deliberate attempt to get himself onto the jury. 3 defense attorneys objecting his removal, saying in part that because he's black, his dismissal would make the jury less diverse. The judge saying he'd consider their arguments and would let them know if he changed his mind. Earlier, one of the biggest names in hip-hop showing up. Kanye West, known as Ye, stepping out of a Mercedes Maybach at the courthouse in Manhattan. And when he asked if he was there in support of Combs, he nodded and said yes. The rapper watching the beginning of the testimony from Combs' former personal assistant, Jonathan Perez, before he then left the courthouse. Today, the jury hearing from a federal agent who says he seized drugs and guns from Combs' Los Angeles mansion, along with 900 bottles of lubricant and 200 bottles of baby oil. That former assistant to Combs, Jonathan Perez, taking the stand under an immunity agreement with prosecutors, telling jurors he provided supplies for so-called hotel nights with escorts, also prepping the rooms and cleaning them up. He said once he saw a video he shouldn't have of Jane having sex with another man after Combs' videographer discovered it on an iPad. He says he told Combs' chief of staff, Christina Coram, about it. On cross-examination, Perez testified that setting up hotel rooms and procuring drugs were personal errands and not work-related tasks. The defense asking it had nothing to do with your work, Perez responding no. The defense attempting to make a distinction in a case accusing Combs of conspiring with his employees as part of a criminal enterprise. And now after Perez, we're expecting to see prosecutors call up what's known as a summary witness to try and tie together all of the testimony that jurors have heard so far before the prosecution rests their case next week. Rena Roy, ABC News, New York.
Live stream KXLY Plus on the 4 News Now app.
Dealing with the insurance company after a car wreck can be an intense game.
A game of offense versus defense.
I'm attorney Matt Russell.
And I'm attorney Jim Hill.
We know that winning against the insurance company can be tough.
And they'll do anything to keep you from getting the compensation you're entitled to.
But we know the playbook to beating them.
And we love scoring big for you, so you can get all the money you deserve.
So don't be on the losing side.
Call Russell and Hill.
We have the playbook to win.
Mark Peterson with 4 News Now Extreme Team. We're bringing a bit of color to senior citizens in 4 assisted living homes with Gardening for Grands. Thanks to East Valley Middle School for volunteering, and thanks to Horizon Credit Union for sponsoring the 4 News Now Extreme Team.
What's for lunch this summer? For kids who rely on school meal programs, the answer is not enough.
Donate to the What's for Lunch food drive at Yolks locations throughout June to make sure all our kids get enough to eat this summer.
Watch your mailbox. Banner Furnace and Fuel's anniversary sale is on now with thousands of dollars of home comfort savings, big furnace and air conditioning rebates, home comfort system service specials, even Guardian maintenance plan incentives that save you money and provide peace of mind. If you didn't get the new Banner Furnace and Fuel anniversary savings mailer, call today and we'll send one right out. Banner Furnace and Fuel, keeping families comfortable for over 100 years.
In a world where life moves too fast, one place brings us back to what truly matters. Memories aren't made in traffic jams or office meetings. They're made out here, where the road leads to adventure and every mile is a story waiting to be told. At R&R RV, we don't just sell RVs. We fuel your journey with expert service and a passion for adventure, because the best moments in life don't fit inside four walls.
Welcome back on this Friday evening. We've made it to the weekend. Saturday looks just like today. Highs in the mid-70s. Beautiful conditions, maybe a little bit of wind. A little warmer for your Father's Day, but a beautiful weekend is in store.
All right. Kirsten gets to go home, but the rest of us will be back in about 90 minutes with Nightside.
I promise I was in earlier today. I did a lot of hard work.
Sure.